Dang, it's a nice day out today. Just look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get out to the garage, guys. Go check out the GTI. We got some trash right there. Ooh, I could go for a Dr. Pepper right now. Love my DP. Oh, there she is. There she is. Oh, man. She's down. As you guys know, she's down. She ain't driving. She's just parked in the garage, looking good. That's about it. Oh, man. All right. So what we got to do with the car. This video is about the Mark 7 GTI. This is a 2017 6-speed manual. I just love this car. I miss this car. I got my other daily over here, my Ford C-Max, but I mean, who doesn't miss a fun driven car? I mean, I miss it. I miss it. But anyways, let's get to the plans that I have made that are my official plans now. Thank you for all of your advice and suggestion on a few videos back when I asked for suggestions on what I should do with my Mark 7 GTI. Better angle there. And I have officially made my official plans with the car. So let's get right to that for the Mark 7 GTI, guys. All right. As she is just sitting right here in the garage, just looking good, but dead at the moment. Let me tell you what my official plans for the car are. And as far as the engine goes, let's just pop this engine. Let's pop it, guys. Check it out. You know, it's just there still. I haven't taken anything apart. If anything, I put parts back together so that I don't just have stuff laying around the garage, stuff like that. So it's just sitting here. And let's talk about the engine. For the engine, I have chosen to buy a brand new long block. It's going to be stock. It's going to be brand new, 0 miles on it. And I'm going to keep it stock. I'm not going to upgrade anything internal. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm basically going to buy the long block, going to have it sent here, and I'm going to install the long block. What I'm going to do with my old motors, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to replace things that need to be replaced on it, such as my intake manifold here. I'm going to replace all the gaskets and all the O-rings for anything that I can see in there. I'm going to replace all of that. I already have, if I take this off, set that over here, top of the water. I already have a brand new HPFP. I'm going to replace all of my ignition coils and my spark plugs. I already have brand new fuel injectors in there. I'm going to buy a used but new to this car injector wiring harness so that I don't use the one that I kind of fiddled with. So I'm going to buy that. Yeah, I'm gonna inspect the turbo here and see if there's anything wrong with the turbo, and if there is, then I'm going to have to replace that. But I'm also going to buy a brand new turbo kit, which comes with all the gaskets and the O-rings and stuff like that. I'm going to buy a new starter plug because that one's broken. I'm going to inspect my engine mount and my transmission mount over here to see if those need to be replaced, because those have never been replaced in the car, and the car has 186,000 miles on it. Let's see what else. I'm going to get a brand new throttle inlet pipe and probably a brand new diverter valve, because those are the original ones that I guess the throttle inlet pipe is not the original one. It's the CTS one, but it's kind of bent, and there's some things that need to be that I've always wanted to, you know, just replace, but I never got to it. And so I'm going to buy a brand new one. Don't know which brand. As far as the downpipe goes, I have plans to get a new downpipe for the car, but I don't plan on replacing it when I install the new motor because it's a pretty simple install. Plus, my exhaust cutout is welded into the downpipe on the end section of it, so I really like that about that. But when I do get a new downpipe, it will be a nicer brand, better fitting one. I'll have to get a brand new downpipe hanger mount and install that, but I'll probably have the exhaust cutout welded further back towards the rear of the exhaust because I really do like the exhaust cutout for the car, but I don't like how it is dumping basically right underneath this right here. That's where it dumps because that's where the end of the downpipe is, and it dumps directly on the ground and it just shakes and rattles everything. It's really loud, so I'd rather have it installed and welded in the back somewhere. I do not know. I'll talk to a shop when I get to that point. But the biggest thing is I'm taking this motor out and I'm putting a brand new long block, and I'm gonna you know, just get all new gaskets and seals and stuff for all the parts that I'm going to transfer onto the new long block so that everything is fresh, everything is as new as it can be. If anything can be reused, I'll reuse it. If anything needs to be replaced, I'll replace it. So it's probably going to be a process. As far as the clutch goes, when I remove the engine, I'm going to have the transmission attached to the engine, so I'm going to remove the engine from the front. I've taken off the bumper, you know, many times, but I've never gone fully into taking out the heater core or anything like that, or the stock. Like the stock intercooler is still in here because I use my front mount intercooler here. I'm considering getting a new front mount intercooler, but that will obviously come after I get the engine running and I get more funds to do all that stuff too. This one's a CTS turbo intercooler, front mount intercooler, and I would like to upgrade to a different brand eventually, so that's still in the works. But as far as the clutch is concerned, when I take the motor out, the transmission will be attached to it, and I'll remove the transmission and inspect the clutch. I'm definitely going to replace the throwout bearing / slave cylinder that sits inside the bell housing, because while I'm there, I might as well get a brand new one, the same exact one that I have currently on the car right now that's working with the Sachs Performance clutch kit that I have in there with the dual mass flywheel. Really like that kit. I have a video about that if you want to go check that out. And I have had no issues with the current throwout bearing / slave cylinder with that kit. But, you know, since I'm already there, might as well replace it. And it's FCP Euro, so I'll just get my money back anyways by returning the old one. But as far as the Sachs Performance clutch kit, meaning like the pressure plate, I have an extra Sachs Performance pressure plate somewhere here in the garage. Don't know where it's at, but I have to look for that. But I do have that, so if I need to replace that, then I'll replace that with that brand new one that I have already. I'll inspect the Sachs Performance disc and see if that needs to be replaced. And as far as the dual mass flywheel, I will also inspect that. But yeah, that's going to be the clutch, and I'll inspect it and all that stuff. As far as the transmission is concerned, my most exciting thing obviously is the new long block, you know, but the other most exciting thing about the job that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wave track LSD into the transmission and have someone install that for me. I'm going to remove the transmission myself and just send the transmission to him, and he'll install it for me. He's done many of them, and he's not that expensive. He knows what he's doing. So with that wave track LSD install, I will be buying the ARP bolts for it, as well as an OEM shim kit. That's what was recommended or told by me to get for the wave track LSD install. But other than that, everything else I like about the car, there really doesn't need to be anything done. So yeah, that's my goal and my plan. I don't think I really missed anything, but yeah, as far as this engine right here is concerned, when I take it out, I will probably want to like take it apart to see what went wrong. I've never taken an engine apart before. I've never taken an engine out of a car either, but I've never taken an engine apart before. So that would be interesting and fun for me. Take it apart to see what went wrong with that engine. Why did this engine seize up? Why was I getting coolant in my oil after I drained the oil and I dropped my oil pan? I didn't see any metal shavings or metal sediment in the oil when I dropped the oil pan or when I drained the oil. So that's kind of interesting. So why did the engine seize up when it seized up? I do not know why, and I would really like to know that. And I'm pretty sure you guys would probably like to know that too. I think it will be great for the community to know, to see, you know, if anything like this happens again for someone else, they would like to know. Anyways, but yeah, that's the plans and the goals for the Mark 7 GTI, guys. And I'm really excited about it. Um, it's going to be a big build. It's going to be a big build. It's going to be a costly build. But considering how expensive other cars are, especially like, for example, an FL5 Civic Type R, which is a new car. It has a 2.0 turbo engine, just like the Mark 7 GTI. It's front-wheel drive, just like the Mark 7 GTI. So as far as its DNA is concerned, in a sense, it's not much different than this. Obviously, it's a better car than this, right? But its DNA is not much different than this. But if you look on like the prices of mods for that car, it's insane. Like the cost for just a tune is insane. Like 2, 3, 4, 5 times the price of what parts cost on this car. So for the money that I'm going to spend on a brand new long block and then just kind of doing it my way and upgrading, you know, here and there, it's actually really cheap to continue to modify this car compared to modifying new cars. So it doesn't make sense to get anything new, sell this car or anything like that, because yeah, it's going to cost money, but it will cost me way more money to do anything like any other car that I would want to get. I'm not saying I want to get the Civic Type R, because I don't. It's not a car for me personally. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, it's not going to be front wheel drive. But this is just going to be cheaper as a fun, trackable weekend car in the long run than it would be getting a new car and spending money for that and modding that the way that I want to mod those as well. So anyways, that's the goals for this car. It's going to happen here in 2025. And yeah, stay tuned for all of those things. I'm going to document everything. I'm going to record everything so that you guys are here with me in the process as well and that you enjoy it. So yeah, until further ado, until I get to that point, this is where the GTI is. When I buy the motor, I'll let you guys know. When I get the motor, I'll let you know. When I install the motor and I take the old motor out and all that stuff, I'll let you guys know. All right. Until then, thank you all for watching and staying around. Thank you for reviewing all of my videos on my Ford C-Max over here. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping this channel alive. Thanks for commenting, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell and sharing it with your friends. All of that stuff, I really appreciate it. Until the next video, guys, peace.